Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 16th of June 2024, and today's video is about the rape of Juwayriyah, the Jewish young lady. Before we start, we know that winners write history. So when we read history, we have to understand that it's written to suit the people who wrote it, to make them look good. However, if we look carefully in that history, we can find out a lot of filth. Any history. Now, one thing the Prophet of Allah enticed people to do is to cut them deals. He worked for Khadija, his first wife. She was a very wealthy lady and she had business going on. So she had to cut deals and she had to, she was a merchant in Arabia at this time. And he worked for her, so he learned how to make deals. And therefore, when he said, I'm a prophet and have a message, he had to cut deals for his followers to promise them something in exchange for the service that he is receiving from them. So I'm going to read, there are many things, but I'm going to read a couple of Quranic verses, and I'm going to put them in the description box. Okay, let's see. First one is chapter 61:10, and it says, O ye who believe, shall I show you a commerce that will save you from painful doom? The Allah is cutting a deal to those who will follow his agent on earth. He's cutting them a deal that they will never experience doom after they depart from this life. Okay, that's a deal. He's giving them a deal. And if they die, there's heaven with many beautiful girls. And if they live, there's also booties and looting and beautiful women. So they are winners. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, that's one verse. And the other one, it's chapter 9, 111. And it says, God has verily bought the souls and possessions of the faithful in exchange for promise of paradise. So Allah, if you sell a person, that person is a slave to another person. But when you sell your soul, you have many people these days, they come on TV. I don't watch TV, but I have heard. They tell you, I sold my soul to the devil. Especially rock and roll singers. To gain success. I don't know exactly what they do, if it's a ceremony or whatever it may have been, or it may be. I am not sure, but they tell you, to make it to where I am, from fame and money and everything, I sold my soul to the devil. Nobody sells his soul to God. The selling and buying of souls pertaining to evil and evil people and evil God. If there is a God, this is an evil God to buy the souls. Buying and selling a human being, honestly, it's either you're a slave or a prostitute. Okay? Or both. So God bought the souls of the faithful in exchange for paradise. Okay? They fight in the cause of God and kill and are killed. So there's a big chance that you will be killed. This is a promise incumbent on him. So God is promising you, okay, as it is, as in the Torah, in the, I don't know if, I'm sorry, I'm not really well educated in the Torah. So the gospel, I don't know if somebody can enlighten me if there's anything in Christianity. God buys the souls, and what does he pay? Whether it's in Judaism or Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism or whatever religion, if God buys your soul, the gospel and the Quran, the book that the founder of Islam wrote, and who is more true to promise than God, the Allah himself is giving you this promise on the tongue of the founder. So rejoice at the bargain. You're getting a good deal. You give your soul and you're getting a good deal, and you could be killed, physically killed, and you sell your soul and you're getting a good bargain because you'll have a lot of women and booties you have made with him. So you made a good deal with the Allah. For this you will be triumph supreme. Okay, I'm going to put this in the description box, but it is very clear that the Allah is cutting deals to gain followers, people who are willing to die for the sake of Allah and do his bids. Now, we come to the main subject, which is the rape of a young lady. She was about 20 years old, and her name was Juwayriyah bint al-Harith. Most of the Jews who lived in Arabia at this time were really very wealthy merchants, and they really didn't have anything to do with fighting. You see, fighting takes a lot of resources, and Jewish people are, you have to admit, they are very smart, so they focus on education and they focus on working and producing and becoming wealthy. I don't know what's wrong with that. Anyway, so you don't hear before the coming of the ideology of Islam that a Jewish tribe had attacked another Jewish tribe. I never heard of that. But when the founder of Islam came, you hear about Jewish tribes were attacked, and some of them were slaughtered, some of them were taken as captive, and they were sold as slaves. Okay, we spoke about, I made a video before in my channel about 5 years ago about the rape of Safiya, who was also a Jewish woman. Her name was Safiya bint Huyay. I speak about her a lot because her rape was really disgusting, because after killing her father, her brother, her husband, the founder of this ideology, on the way back home, he ordered his gang to erect a tent, and he violated her in that tent. In the very same day, all of her family members were slaughtered. But not so many people, I mean, this was a gruesome act. However, we are going to speak about, maybe we will make a series about how many people he raped. Especially Muslims have to get, I know they ignore, but you can't ignore forever. You can't. One day you'll have to face reality. Okay? So, not so many people are talking about his rape of Juwayriyah bint al-Harith. Juwayriyah bint al-Harith was also a very, her father was a very, very wealthy Jewish man, and the founder of Islam, he sent some people to check if they can conquer them easily. So these people went, and because the Jews are not into fighting, so probably they didn't have army, or they are not well prepared. So the Prophet of the Allah got him a message from the Allah telling him that these people are preparing to attack you. So you may actually go and attack them first. So he went. After these guys came to him and they said, they're not real fighters. So, okay, so the message came from the Allah that they are preparing to kill you. They are preparing to attack you. So you go first. So they went, and it was called the invasion of Banu al-Mustalaq. And they killed 10 people of the tribe, and the people surrendered. They are not into fighting. They are not warriors. Surrender. And the daughter, Juwayriyah, she had a nickname, is very interesting. A filial child, in Arabic you call him or her, if he's a man, a filial son, you call him Bar. And if he's a filial daughter, you call him Bara. So that young lady, she had a nickname of being a filial daughter, Bara. And that name stuck with her. So unfortunately, after they finished the invasion, they divided the booties, they divided the women among the fighters, the holy fighters, the Muslim fighters, the people of Islam, call them whatever you want. So this young lady, who probably she never washed dishes in her home, okay, and she was just married. She was 20 years old, and the Prophet of the Allah was 58. I'm going to put the story in the description box. And she was divided, they divide the booties. So one guy, his name was Thabit bin Qais bin al-Shammas. This guy, he was lucky, you could say, because she was a very beautiful and well-educated young lady. She was his booty, one of his booties. So in the story, it says that she was also a wise young lady. I mean, she must have been educated well. Her father, you could say, a billionaire by today's standard. So I'm sure they raised her up well, educated her well. And then she is a captive to these murderers. Okay. If her family are not, if the men of her tribe are not into fighting, imagine her and the shock that she's in when she is taken from her father and mother, from her family, from her husband, given to this thing, whatever you call it. I'm very sure she was frightened, but also she was wise. And she knew that these are subhuman. Okay? These creatures, with all due respect to animals, because animals will not do these things, she was given to as part of the booties to this guy. And I'm very sure, as a wise young lady, she understood the tradition of the Prophet of Allah is, now you are what they call what your right hand possess. She is a possession to be bought and sold. And recently, when ISIS was fighting in Iraq and Syria, we saw them selling and buying women openly. This because it was their tradition, the tradition of the Prophet of Allah. He allowed buying and selling of women, of human, men and women and boys. So she knew this guy will violate me, who knows, for a month or a year or two, and then he will sell me in the market as a slave girl to another creature like him, like it, not him, and that creature will do the same, and that will happen again and again until she's totally abused and finished, die. Understanding that, she goes to the founder of the religion or the faith or whatever you call it. She wants really to save herself, and probably she thought, I may be able also to save my tribe. So she told the boy, or whatever you call it, who wanted to violate her, I will buy myself of you. But she doesn't have any wealth now. All the wealth has been taken, all the gold that they possess has been taken, all the money has been taken and divided between the warriors, and the Prophet of Allah takes 20% first of women and money, and the rest is divided among the warriors. It is sickening and disgusting, but we have to keep pushing until these people wake up to the garbage that came to us 1400 years ago. This disease that inflicted humanity since 1400 years ago. So she thought what to do, and she came to the conclusion, I could sacrifice myself, but at the same time save myself. It's better to be raped by one single man. I shouldn't call him man, but anyway, but it's better to be raped by one single individual than raped by an animal, sold to another animal, with all due respect to animals, and then another and another, until I die, and my tribe will be slaughtered or sold as slaves too. So what she did is she went to the founder of that ideology, and she told him, I told the guy bin Thabit that I want to buy myself of him. Of course, the person who is narrating this hadith was Aisha. Aisha was a beautiful young lady, and she herself, she said, when I saw her, when she saw this young Jewish lady, Juwayriyah, she hated her. And she explained she hated her because she was very pretty. And if Aisha as a woman sees her as very beautiful, the Prophet of the Allah is going to see the same thing, and he has to put his mark on her, sexually, of course, sexually. So she knew that will happen, and fair enough, as she entered to the Prophet, the founder of this ideology, she told him, I am I am now under Thabit bin Qais. I am his serv slave girl, and I told him that I want to buy myself, so please lend me some money. Well, he took all the money. Lend me some money so I can buy myself of him. And she knows he's a businessman. Why would I give you money? What do I get in exchange? That money I stole rightfully. Now it's mine. So he looked at her. She's very pretty. So he suggested what Aisha anticipated. He said, I give you a better deal. God cuts deal. I'm going to cut you a deal. What's your deal, Prophet? How about I am the one who marries you and I pay him his money? That, I think, what she wanted, and she got it. She said, yeah, I take that deal. And later, because she accepted his deal, all of her tribe were set free. But of course, they were forced to follow that nonsense that came as an ideology. They left whatever faith they had and they followed the ideology of the founder of this new ideology that it came 1400 years ago. Was she smart? Yes, I think that was a wise decision. But was she violated? Definitely, definitely. But did she have any better option? No, no. I think she did the right thing, given the reality of the situation and the circumstances. I think she did well. But it's those who are acting worse than animals that we have to expose. Thank you very much, and we hope to hear from you.